Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Keda, aka Kedapalooza, and I am so glad that you're here today. Today we're not doing a typical clean with me or organization or cleaning up or any of that. We're gonna be doing some crafting and some laundry. I figured since I've been doing a good job keeping up with other aspects of the apartment, that I would do some laundry with y'all and just sit and just chill and also do some crafting. I have my new journal here that I bought in an airport. I have started journaling this year. I've been going through a lot of changes, a lot of things. I'm between therapists, so I needed to get my feelings out somewhere, right? I started journaling in my iPad because it was something that I could easily like take with me, you know, like maybe if I have some downtime at work, I do some journaling, do some morning thought reflection. But when I was in the airport, I was traveling recently and I just was having like a really intense day. Really intense thought processes going on in my head, and so I went to one of the airport bookstores and I saw a notebook and I was like, screw it, I need something right now. And actually going back to like just regular pen and paper has felt a lot more cathartic for me. In that process, I thought it would be cool to leave some pages blank and then go back and just scrapbook and fill it up and make it feel like cool. Also, by popular request, we're going to talk about my first real massage experience as a fat person. Insert picture of just me in pure bliss in my last video. I had a feeling that I was going to do a more in-depth video about this, which is why I didn't go too deep in my last one. So we're gonna talk about it today. And I'm gonna also share some tips of things that worked for me this time around, and also how to advocate for yourself when you're in these situations. Being a plus size person and thinking about getting any sort of like special spa treatments or anything like that, at least for me, has been anxiety inducing. And I'm sure if you are also living in a plus size body, you probably already understand. But I also have, you know, of course, like body diversity here at this channel. So we're gonna talk about our experiences and we're gonna be open about them. First, let me show you all of the magazines that I bought for scrapbooking today. We've got this cute little Vogue magazine with Florence Pugh. I'm sorry if I called you Pooh and that's not your last name. Also, very cute ad for Louis Vuitton on the back. Not that I'll ever be able to afford Louis Vuitton, but hey. I think it would have some really fun visuals in here and really fun like headings and words, like, you know, like really like thoughtfully designed and things like that. So I thought it would be cool to get some stuff to cut out from here. I also got this cute little Time magazine. I just realized how much I paid for this Time magazine and it's so thin. Honestly, I was mostly drawn to the secrets of happiness on the front because I'm hopefully journaling my way to happiness. So I thought it fit. And then last but not least, which I'm actually kind of excited about, I saw this like greeting card magazine where you can like color it in. So I thought it would be really fun to color some of these in, cut them out, paste them down, and it also comes with like other sides. And I have like construction paper and stuff. I was thinking like writing song lyrics and cutting it out. So let's get down to business, huh? So I went ahead and picked out 3 pages. Let me see if they'll focus. That I thought would be like really cute. We've got, can't really see it. I'll kind of use them as like backgrounds or like kind of like X-Acto knife them out. I'm a huge fan of this one, honestly. Huge fan of this one. So we're gonna work on that one first. Let's dive into talking about my first massage experience. So I will say, this has not been my first rodeo in getting a massage. I have tried before, and of course, worst nightmare happens. I was essentially turned away from the services that I wanted. I'm gonna say it like that, specifically for the services that I wanted, because I did end up getting a massage that day. It just was not exactly what I was hoping for, and let's be real, it was also quite uncomfortable. And it sucks, you know, when you also want to participate in something that can be healing, can be relaxing for you, can really take off a lot of stress. And actually right before I sat down to record this, I saw somebody that left a comment, and I'm gonna put it right here. And they said, essentially, I'm just paraphrasing this because I'm not looking at it right now, but it's also so important to also want to get these things done or take care of yourself in these ways, and getting that stretching done and getting, like, you know, your muscles massaged, because also living in bodies that experience traumatic experiences all the time, being a fat person, being a black person, being a woman, right? Like being a queer person, the list goes on. We have all of these stressors that build up in our bodies. And on top of that, for me specifically this time around, I had done so many things. I moved across the country. I left all my friends behind. I started a new job. I went through also a breakup. And so when it came time to the first time I went to go get a massage, it was actually a couple years ago for a really good friend of mine's bachelorette party. I wasn't in her actual party, but being one of her really good friends and being local, she invited me to come along with and meet some of her other friends that I'd never met before. And I said, this sounds really lovely. Thank you for thinking of me. I was anxious going into this experience. I knew that we were going to a spa, and something that I really enjoy about this specific friend of mine is that throughout the whole entire experience, she wanted to make sure that I was comfortable, and she advocated for me and she stood up for me. So Angel, if you're watching this, I love you very much, and I am still so honored that you had me be a part of your celebration experience. But unfortunately, the people at the spa fucking ugh. So I will say the spa that I went to a couple of years ago was a vastly different experience on, like, besides the actual massage, right? It was a huge spa. I'm talking like you could probably go into that spa all day and not experience the same thing twice. Massive list of services. It was a Korean spa, so you could also do like the waiting in the pools with everyone, which that was an experience in and of itself. Like I give myself kudos for getting naked and going into the pool with everybody else as the biggest person in this friend group. You know, you could go in there and experience so many different things. So I was still able to have a good time even though I didn't get the experience that I wanted. So with that being said, you know, going in to it, I was hoping that maybe I'd be proven wrong, right? I hadn't really heard any negative stuff yet about this place because I didn't know too many other plus size friends who had also been to this place. So it was kind of like a, I guess we're gonna see what this is like when I go and I'll report back. And I didn't have too much good stuff to report back, but you know, all that to say, I really didn't have a frame of reference. You know, we go in, off the bat, they didn't have a robe to fit me. I had a feeling that would happen. I low-key was wondering, should I buy a robe to bring myself? I didn't know if that was allowed, so I didn't even bother. So what ended up happening was I was just given this large shirt and a pair of gym shorts. And it felt really othering to be, you know, in a group of people that are all wearing these really luscious, comfy robes. And then here I am by myself looking like I'm going to the gym. So now that we've done the bath portion of the spa, we then move into doing the actual spa experience itself. And like I said before, huge spa. There are different rooms for different things. There are multiple floors for this spa. I'm talking if you want to do a room that will make you sweat shit out, You go into that room. There was a room like with different elements. There was like an oxygen room where you could go lay down. I actually did that room, and you could like lay down and just breathe in like the air or whatever like fancy oxygen they had going on in there. There were just so many like different things you could do, but there were also special services that you could book. For example, you know, looking at the spa packages, like did you want like an hour-long massage? Did you want like purely like a foot massage? Did you want a facial, right? All these things that you could book essentially. And I wanted to book one of the massages because I'd never had a massage before, and that's something that I'd always been looking forward to as somebody who's been, like, for lack of better terms, chronically busy my entire life. Like, I have no chill. And I know there's some people who are gonna watch this and laugh because I'm actually saying it myself. I see you. I know you're watching this. Yeah, I have no chill. I'm a little extra. It's fine. Yeah, I work really hard. I work really hard, which is another aspect also, I think, of being a plus size person. Always wanting to prove to the people in the room that you deserve to be there. So my whole entire career essentially has been that. And I never really treat myself to things like that. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna treat myself today. And I walked my fat ass up to that counter. And as soon as I said, can I book a massage? She just looked me up and down and said, no. No. And I was like, what? What do you mean no? And she just offered up. She was like, the table's not gonna fit you. Okay, like, you're a massage parlor. There are so many different people in so many different sized bodies that want I don't understand that. Also, I feel like massage tables aren't like the thinnest things in the world. What do you mean the table can't fit me? I was embarrassed because it happened in front of all of my friends essentially, and I was heartbroken because I really wanted to treat myself to something nice, and I never get to treat myself to something nice. I'm gonna show you what I'm working on so far. Progress. Essentially, I was opted for a smaller, shorter massage experience, which was just essentially like shoulders back to lower back, and then like that's it. Having the experience that I had a couple weeks ago and having the experience that I had a couple years ago, the couple years ago one, that was not a comfortable massage. I was expecting, honestly, to be let down, and I wasn't. It was actually really, really nice. Also, progress. I did some off camera. I don't want to call all this in while talking to y'all, so let's get to the fun stuff. Let's start cutting some shit out. Got a black woman enjoying some art right here. And we also have a plus size woman in this beautiful dress. So we're gonna take these two. So with all that being said, going into this next spa experience, I was forthcoming. I went online, I filled out the information. I was like, hey, just so you know, before I walk in here, I'm a person in a bigger body. So if there's anything you need me to bring from home, if there's anything that like you can provide with me to help me feel more comfortable, or that I can provide myself, please let me know. And I think that that is a great thing to do, I guess, in any situation, but also like advocate for yourself when you're going into these situations or going into these experiences. So I walk in, and already the experience at this place was chef's kiss. I walk in, the front desk lady was so nice. She already had a robe set aside for me because I put it in the note, so she had it ready for me, which I loved. And she was like, hey, I think I have sunlight. She said, hey, I think I have a robe that fits you, but if this doesn't fit, please let me know, and then we can do, you know, whatever makes you feel comfortable in terms of like going back there. And I said, yes, sick, okay, let's do it. And the robe fit. And it was lovely. And it was the robe that I'll put the video back up here. It was awesome. Hi. So the service that I got was called a Thai massage. And I also got a hot oil. Like, they did like a combo for me. Something else that I really appreciate that she did was like, okay, so I saw you booked this appointment. Do you know what it is? And I just saw that it was called a de-stressor package. So I said, yeah, that's what I want. I need to be de-stressed. Please, do what you need to do to de-stress me. And she was like, okay, well, this massage is a little bit more intense. It focuses on all your pressure points. It does all of these things. So just as a heads up, like, it's still a good massage. You might sweat a little bit, but I just wanted to make sure that you are comfortable with that. Like, there's a stretching involved. If this is comfortable for you, let me know. Or if you're nervous, we can try to figure out something else for you. She worked with me throughout the entire thing. And I was honest. I told her I was a little nervous. And she said, okay, you know what? We will do like kind of like a fusion thing, which is half a little bit more relaxing, but also still that like really deep tissue rigorous massage that you're looking for. So she was able to help me curate an experience that I thought would work best for my body. And I am so deeply appreciative of that. And I know that that's probably not something that happens often or happens everywhere, especially for plus size people. Okay. I also was like, hey, like, is it okay that I'm in a bigger body? Like, this is something that can still happen? And she assured me. She was like, yeah, your masseuse is very professional, and he will work with you to figure out what works best for you. And I was like, okay, sweet, let's test it out. So I go back there, I change. Of course, still extremely nervous, but I go in and he opens the door, he welcomes me in, and it's essentially like a nice wide table. I laid down, you know, like you see in like a lot of shows and other spa treatment things that, like, you know, you lay on your stomach. For me, that was not the most comfortable, and on top of that, being nervous, I was like breathing really shallow. And he said, you know what, this might not be too comfortable for you. Let's find something that works for you. And he patted me, like I turned on my side. He put pillows and laid me out in certain places to get me to lay just the way he wanted me to. And once I got into that position, you don't understand. There was a point where, like, I forgot I had a body for a bit. I fell asleep on that table multiple times. Out like light. It was the most relaxing thing I'd ever had done to my body, ever. It was incredible. He essentially, since I was on my side, he did, like, you know, whatever top side was first, went through my whole, like that whole side of my back, got all my pressure points in my lower, oh my God. He told me to flip over once so he can get on my other side. Of course, there was like minimal stretching, you know, of my arms and really getting into like, just he made sure to get all aspects of my body. I felt like a fucking limp noodle getting off of that table. There was one point where I was laying there and I was so relaxed. I literally just felt from my neck up, as in like I just forgot, and whatever part of me he was focusing on. So there was like a point where he was massaging my forearms, and like whatever forearm he was focusing on, that was the only thing that I could feel. Like, it was unreal. I hadn't really hit that level of relaxation, I don't think, ever. If you can find a place to get a massage that can accommodate you, that is nice, that is professional, that'll work with you so you can get the comfort and the relaxation that you deserve, I highly recommend it. Like, I don't think they have any idea how much that experience meant to me. because I'd always wanted some sort of relaxation situation like that, and I'd never gotten it, and I'd finally experienced it. I finally experienced it that day. And he was such a lovely masseuse. So nice, always checking in to make sure that I was good. Nice calming music on while we were chicken your nails. Ow, fuck. I might do a massage like twice a year. You know, it's not something that I need like monthly or all the time, or, you know, just sometimes when I'm like in a high stress and I need to decompress some way. I'm definitely going back for sure. So that leads me to talk about some tips. So if you want to book, you know, a massage for yourself, always be upfront, like I said earlier. You know, if there's an option, now that I know that there are places, like, of course you could have always booked online, but I think I'm always going to book online from now on. I'm not gonna just walk in, because I want to know. I want to know if they can accommodate me. And if there isn't like an online thing, maybe if there's a phone number, if you want to do a same day thing, call ahead and ask. Seriously. Because that will save you so much heartache when you actually get there and they decide to be rude to you. I will say about the spa that I was talking about earlier, I think a year or so after my experience, they were on the news because they were also fat phobic to somebody else, and they raised hell about it, and I commend them for it. They raised hell about it. It's unfair. You are supposed to be a professional that can work with all kinds of bodies. Why are you turning me away for a massage service? It's messed up. Number two, I would say, just in case, if you have the ability to get yourself like a really thin robe, something that you can like easily wrap up and put in like your backpack or your duffel bag or whatever bag you're carrying to the spa with you or have on you that day, I say do it. Now that I know that that spa has a robe that can fit me, I'm personally not going to do that. But in the future, I don't know. And also, again, that's something else that you could probably call in and ask. Be like, hey, you know, I'm a person in a bigger body and I want to feel comfortable while I'm here. Is it okay for me to bring an outside robe? If not, what can I bring for proper attire there? We always have to think 10 steps ahead when it comes to our comfort and our safety. That's something. I think everybody deserves to have a nice little robe, number one. And number two, like, if you can bring your own from home instead of like feeling embarrassed or feeling othered in front of other people. Yes? Did you see that? That was so polite. Actually, I saw the tag of where they got my robe from, and it is from like a very prominent plus size store. I will, ow! I will look it up and also put the price up on the screen. So for anybody else who may be interested or know somebody who might want, who does do like these excursions and might want to be able to have their own robe, or even if you just want to sit at home and have your own like basic robe to just lounge in, do that. Treat yourself if you can. And of course, advocate for yourself. I know it's hard, and I know that the world makes us feel really powerless when it comes to our bodies, when it comes to advocating for what we need, because people can really be mean about it. People can be really fucking mean. But I hope that, you know, whatever spa you do decide to check out, or whatever massage parlor you decide to check out, understands that you're paying for a service, you want to be accommodated, and it's their job to kind of figure out something for you. If these places are in the business of helping you feel relaxed and comfortable, they should be helping you find a way to feel relaxed and comfortable. Which is why, you know, call around to different places, figure things out, and verify, like, hey, I spoke to somebody on the phone and they said X, Y, and Z. Also, I just want to say, you deserve relaxation. You deserve comfort. You deserve kindness. You deserve all of those amazing things that are never guaranteed to us just because of the bodies that we live in, which is unfair. And I just want you to know that you deserve good things. your body, regardless of whatever body you live in, whatever body you have, you deserve to relax. Especially if you are a marginalized person, your relaxation, your time, your power, your energy, it needs to be protected. So do whatever you need to make sure that you get the break that, this is a weird glue stick. If you do decide to go book yourself a massage and you've been nervous about it, I'm proud of you. If you watch this and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna go get my nails done. Or even, you know what? I'm also gonna do a little art and craft. Or even if you're not gonna like actually do it on the spot, be like, you know what? I'm just gonna get myself a glass of water or a food that I really like or something within your means to enjoy. You deserve it. Self-care doesn't always have to be this big extravagant thing, right? Like I said, I barely get services like this. I've also never had a facial. Other little luxury services, not really my thing, but I do recognize when it could be good to do that, and I am thankful that I do have the privilege to be able to afford that, at least when I want to. So yeah, you deserve rest, friend. You deserve softness, you deserve kindness, or in the terms of a massage, you deserve to be rolled out until you become a limp noodle when you get off of the table. You deserve that, and I want that for you. I hope that this video helped. I will say, like I said, you saw me at the end of that massage. I felt so relaxed. I felt so at ease, and the whole experience was just incredible. I really, really hope that everybody gets an experience like that at some point in their lives. If you have any more questions about it that I may not have touched on in this video, please feel free, leave a comment below. Or if you've ever gotten a service that you were nervous about, tell me about it. I want to hear about it. Or are there any services that you're nervous to try? Let me know. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this video. Please don't forget to like, leave a comment, leave a sub. I love interacting with y'all. I really appreciate you being here and supporting me. And hello to all of the new subscribers. Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. I can't wait to keep creating with y'all. I can't wait to keep creating content for y'all. Also, if there's anything that you want to see from me, please feel free to let me know. The going in depth with the massage thing actually came from a friend of mine leaving a comment saying, I want to hear more. So I'm glad that I was able to do that and also get some stuff done at the same time, because I'm loving the parallel play aspect that we've got going for this channel. I will see you in the next one. I don't know if I will have a video coming out next week because I'm not sure where in the posting schedule I am. So I'm just gonna see you in the next one. All right, I love you, bye.